how to make a costume play sword. First thing you're going to need is a wire hanger, and you're going to stretch it out so that it's long and straight and thin. This is going to take a little while. Use a pair of pliers. You do not want any twisting in it. You want it to be thin and flat. You also want to take the hook end of the hanger and fold it down and pinch it so that it fits into the end a piece of garden hose. Then put the wire hanger on a piece of cardboard, and then you're going to draw the shape of the sword around that and make it thin so the cardboard just kind of goes around the wire, and then you're going to cut it out. You're going to need 2 of these, so you're going to cut out one and then you're going to make a second one that's going to be identical to that. Now you want to make a mold for your sword. You're going to cut a thin piece of cardboard. It's about 3 times the thickness of the cardboard, and you're going to glue it onto the edges like so. Cut a second one and glue that on. This is going to make a mold where you're going to be pouring in the hot glue and you're going to put the wire hanger in there. Now you'll notice that the tip of the sword is going to be open, and so will the butt end of the sword. Now take some foil wrap, put the shiny side down, and you are going to fill up the mold with it. Be careful to spread it out evenly, and you want to make sure that it is tucked into the mold. Be careful not to rip the foil wrap, and pay close attention at the tip end of the sword that you get the right shape. Then take the wire hanger, put it in the oven at 250 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 minutes until it's very hot, and put it in the mold. And then you're going to cover the wire hanger with hot glue. Now make sure the wire hanger is flat and that it is in the bottom of the mold and is touching the bottom of the mold, and then you're going to cover it completely with hot glue. Now the reason why the hanger is hot is it will help keep the glue from setting too quickly, and the hanger acts as a heat sink, and it absorbs heat and keeps it from setting. The popsicle sticks are there because you can add those to it if you want to reinforce it, but I don't think that's really necessary. I changed on mine. I didn't use them. So fill up the mold carefully. Try not to get any glue on the sides of the mold. You just want to put enough glue to completely cover the wire hanger. Then once it's completely covered, you fold over the foil over top, and then use the second piece of cardboard you made and put it over top and press down so that the foil sticks to the glue and then it becomes very smooth. Keep pressing till you think it's completely adhered, and then let it cool. Once it's cool, take it out of the mold, and then you're going to cut the excess of foil off of there. Just make sure everything is flat and wrinkle free, and then cut off the excess foil. And cut off the excess foil around the hook part, because you don't put glue on the hook part. You can see the hook part of the hanger is just sticking out there. Now I forgot to tape this for some reason. You're going to fill up that piece of garden hose with glue. You're going to put the hook end of the hanger inside there. The other end is a doorknob from a cupboard with a screw into the end of it, and you're going to insert that at the other end of the piece of garden hose. And I'll show you how that's done right about here. I had to cut the garden hose because it was a bit too long. You can see it's full of glue. And there's the knob with the screw on the end of it. You can see it, and you just fit it into there. And it'll stay quite nicely. Then you're going to put wire around the hilt. Now the wire can be bare wire, or you can use wire that's covered like this piece here. And then you're going to spread some glue along the piece of garden hose, and then wrap the wire all the way around so that the whole hilt is covered with the wire, like so. Now to complete the hilt, you're going to need 2 toothbrushes. Put the toothbrush in a clamp, and you're going to cut off the head of the toothbrush with the bristles on it. You're also going to cut the rest of the neck off as well. save the bristle end of the toothbrush. Then turn the toothbrush around and you're going to make a cut in the end of the toothbrush at a 45-degree angle. I'm using a little mini hacksaw here. So you're going to slice it off at 45 degrees, and you're going to do the same thing with the second toothbrush. So when you put those two 45-degree angles together, they'll be one long piece. Now you need to cut a knot. There's the 45-degree angle. You need to cut a notch into that, and we'll do that after this part here. You need to remove the bristles from the head of the toothbrush, and they just pull out with a pair of pliers. Now you need to put the notch on the end of the toothbrush so that it'll fit onto the sword blade, and you need to drill a hole in there. Now how far down you go will depend on the width of your blade, and you're going to cut a notch at the end of the toothbrush, the end with the 45-degree angle in it. The thickness of that notch, how big that notch is, will depend on the thickness of the blade, and the length of it is on the width of the blade. And you'll see that's how, it's hard to explain, but it's easier to show you here. You can see how the two 45-degree angles just go together to make one piece, and then just slide it on so that goes onto the sword with the notches. And then you're going to be putting on the heads of the toothbrushes as a decoration. You don't have to do that part if you don't want to, but it does hide the cut. See how it just goes on there? Then you're going to coat this with gold paint. And as you can see, I also covered the hilt that had the wire on it and the doorknob on there with paint as well. You should mask off the blade when you do that so you don't get gold paint everywhere. And then I'm just gluing on the little toothbrush heads on there to cover up the 45-degree angle cuts to where it's attached to. I have also put glue on the toothbrushes inside the notches when I pushed them on there so they would stay. And then you can decorate as desired. I'm just putting on these little fake jewels, and there you go. Now just to show you, the blade is actually quite strong. It's very flexible, and I don't think you need to worry about breaking this just for using it on Halloween or even as a child's play toy. It's dull, you're not going to hurt anybody with it, and it's not going to break right away. It's pretty sturdy. It's amazing what you can do with toothbrushes and some wire and some tin foil and some hot glue. Hope you have fun with this.